So thank you everyone for joining our Team B every Wednesday call. Tonight we have a very special guest, Staci Zackerman from Arizona, mother of four boys, and she is working with our NMD superstar, Sarah Beardmore, down in Arizona, and they work very well together. They and this very strong business, I guess, relationship, and they do a lot of work together. So between her four boys and Sarah's three boys, you can imagine when they get together to work, they've got 7 boys up with the chaos. I've never seen it, but I've heard about it. On that note, we're just really excited that Staci is going to share her journey to National Marketing Director. Her background is in nursing, and she also works very closely with her mom in the business. So we're just really excited that Staci's taken some time out of her very, very, very busy schedule that she can share her journey to NMD and beyond. Now, and Staci, reminded, did you just recently hit a level on club?
24 club, yeah.
At 24 club, exactly. So you and Sarah are neck and neck working this business. That's pretty cool.
You know, it's so much fun because you have somebody that we compete together, but it's a healthy competition, you know? So it's so much fun because she just pushes you to that next level, or I'll push her and she's like, dang it, all right, I'm coming, you know? So it is such a great balance. So definitely find a buddy for sure.
Awesome. Well, you're on, girl, so you just share your story from your heart. We're only going to take up about 20 minutes of your time. We usually kind of keep our call to 30 minutes, and then we'll just open it up for some Q&A.
Absolutely, yes. So my whole journey, I'll just tell you about me and how the heck I got here. So literally, I was 23 years old, and I thought it was normal to have achy joints. Like, who the heck? Like that's normal, right? You think of it now, and you're like, dang. I played softball, so I'm a collegiate athlete over at FSU, playing softball. Just moved home. My mom introduced it to me. I kind of really poo-pooed it at first. I'm a nurse now, you know? And I was just like, it's a vitamin, whatever. Well, I was living with her, so because I was living with her, I had to do what she asked, and I watched the video. And it was a no-brainer. Like, right, were you guys all like that? Once you saw what Juice Plus was, it was like, yeah, sign me up, you know? And I knew I needed it. I didn't even have a job yet, and I'm like, yeah, sign me up. So I just know that was my foundation. So, but I still didn't know the difference with nutrition, or the correlation between nutrition and disease. That was not taught in nursing school whatsoever. I had one nutrition class, but it was just on the actual pyramid and, you know, carbs and that and disease. So, so that was when I started, and I actually became a rep at the same time, because I'm totally a connector. If I love anything, I'm going to share it with you. Literally anything. If it is a steam mop, it's kind of funny, but, I bought a work steam mop here, and at Christmas time I have it all out and I'm showing everybody. They're like, do you sell these? And I'm like, no, but you got to have one or 2 or 3. They're amazing. And that's just my personality. If I do love it, I'm going to share it. And but I didn't need a business. I was just starting a business or my nursing. And I'll tell you, when you just start nursing, it's scary. You're all of a sudden, you went through all this nursing school and clinicals, and you have a life in your hands that now you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm in charge of this. So like the whole business thing was not there, but I was going to offset my costs. So I'm like, absolutely, I'll share with some people. And nobody really shared anything with me about truly the business, you know, truly not just the business, because I don't think I was ready for that. So don't give up on people. But I'm talking about just that supplemental income, the extra money for vacations, or I'm going to buy a new house, right? Supplemental income for just purchasing extra stuff for the brand new house that we're buying, just those kind of things that nobody ever talked to me about that. So it literally took me a while to really see that correlation and get the passion behind nutrition and the correlation between the nutrition and disease. I can tell you this, what happened is going to those different doctors. You guys have all those doctors out there that come and speak. Get to every single one, because that's truly what changed my life. Truly, that was it. Because then I go to the hospital. You guys, I had a patient that was, I worked ICU, then I worked high-risk OB. And one of my patients, she was like in her 20s, 22. Her boyfriend was putting eye drops in his eyes. And I was like, oh, it's just dry in the hospital. He's like, no, I have beginning of macular degeneration. And I was like, what? And if you go to any talks, you always hear about macular degeneration and how green leafy veggies and stuff like that, right? I mean, that's just, you hear that at all the talks. And you guys, that's something that your great, great, great grandparents get, not a 20-year-old, okay? Then I started having friends from high school dying of cancer, okay? I've had college buddies with cancer, breast cancer. Actually, my husband's cousin is going through stage 3 rectal cancer right now, just out of the blue. And this is the stuff that would start feeding me over time. And so I'd go to I'd go to hear the doctor speak. I'd go to the hospital. Like, you just see that there's such a huge gap. And I'm like, our system is broken. Even though I loved what I did, there was just so much that you saw, and you saw that correlation with nutrition. And what an easy way, you guys. A capsule, plants in a capsule, you know? So I literally I told everybody about it. I still didn't quite get the business yet. So, you know, my paycheck grew a little, but again, I still didn't get the business until I had 4 kids in 5 years. Did anybody have kids and that changed their life forever? So it totally changed mine. And the reason is I wanted to, all of a sudden, I never wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I'll tell you that. And the reason is because my mom's life was all about us. And I saw her lose herself in us, like from day one. You know, everything she did, you know, traveling, like you all know, right? If you're a stay-at-home mom or you watched your mom do it, or anybody, moms do everything for their kids. And I saw my mom just lose herself in that. Well, so I wanted to be home with my kids all the time because I was rushing to daycare, childcare by 6 a.m. to get to the hospital by 7. Not quite the life I was dreaming of. So I wanted to stay home, but I didn't want to lose my financial backing. I love my husband to death, and we made great money together. If I wanted to, I could easily live off his income. But I also wanted to I wanted to make my own money. I wanted to wake up with passion and purpose, because that's how I felt about nursing. Now, I'll tell you, over time with nursing, I still have passion for it. And but what happened is, you know, politics and just the normal stuff that happens at any corporate office, right? Corporate job. So that kind of stuff. So what I found with this business, I was able to actually be home with my kids, but then bring home the finances. So I was able to retire 3 years ago at 35. So woo! To stay home with my kids and but make more money than I did then. You know, it took me, so I'm going to tell you this, don't give up on anybody that you're talking to. And even if they want to just share with a couple people, that was me, okay? Love on them and talk to them about supplemental income, because if they ever gave up on me, I wouldn't be here today, you guys. And this is the best journey I've ever been through my whole life. Like, every day I wake up, some days are better than others, because my son just threw a fit this morning. He's 6 and he's like screaming because he doesn't want to put underwear on, right? So some days are better than others, but I'm so blessed because I get to live my life, my dream life. You know, I don't have to leave them. I get to go to every event that they have at school. I don't have to check my schedule to make sure I'm going to make it. I know I'm going to be there. So that's really my whole journey. But it took me 8 years, you guys, to actually know I wanted it. And once I wanted it, it was on. But everything that I did in this business, you guys, it was all on stolen moments. Okay, I didn't have a lot of extra time. Like I said, I had 4 kids, 5 and under. They were 5, 3, 18 months, and newborn. It was busy. I had a husband that actually was supportive. Do you know what support? He's out there. Like, he was supportive, but not really supportive. No, he's absolutely amazing. But, you know, it depends. Like, if you go work 3 days a week and then you go to a talk, right? You're gone extra time and you have 4 little guys at home. It was hard. But you guys, I will tell you, it is so worth it. Find the time. And the way I worked it is anything that we had. So I'd be at the hospital. And I had always tried, like so many times I've done this, where I'm getting stuff out of my bag. First of all, I don't need anything out of my bag, but I'm pretending that I'm looking for something, right? And I pull my Juice Plus out and they're sitting there, and then I'm still looking through my bag. And then people ask, what's that? Okay. That was a way that I'm telling you, I just did as I did life, you know? another thing that it's so funny, it's one of my biggest people now, but we're at a baseball game, and I did the same thing, pulled stuff out of my bag, and she saw the gummy. She's like, I used to be on that years ago. I want to sign back up again. I was like, huh. But literally, I do it as I do life. Like this right now, it was going to be in the car, sitting out at baseball. I've done so many trainings at baseball games, on the go, 3-way calls on the go. But you guys, it's so stinking worth it, you know, to live the life of your dreams. And my kids, that's the coolest part. It was summertime, and you know, they have summer break. They asked my husband on their last day, they're like, so when are you off for summer break? And he's like, oh, he's like, never, I don't get summer break. And they're just used to what I do, that I'm off with them all the time. So they actually said, they're like, we don't want to do what daddy does, which is great. He's a lineman at a, you know, what's it called? What is it? SRP, or electric company, you know, great job. They're like, we don't want to do what he does. We want to do what you do. You hang out with your friends and you chit chat on the phone and you show them what fruits and vegetables are. I want to do what you do. So it's really, really cool because every single morning I get to wake up with passion and purpose. Like sometimes I can't wait to get up because I'm like, okay, I have so much that I can do and get, it's so exciting. So that's literally my whole journey. I know you have questions you wanted to interview. What kind of questions did you have, Nicole, about the whole journey?
Okay, hold on one sec. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, perfect. I was just playing with my phone. It cut me off. So, well, I'll open it up first to just anybody that has questions for Staci. I mean, I've got some in the back of my head here, but I want to just see if there's anybody on the team that wants to unmute yourself and ask Staci any questions on her journey.
Yes, please do. That's what I'm here.
I mean, I love your story because you're a health professional, you're a mom of 4, and you built your business, you know, working full-time and raising 4 children. And oftentimes, you know, we hear on our team, you know, excuses of, I can't do this business because I'm so busy. So, you know, we just had Jen Brennan hit NMD, and very similar story, you know, to you. And so I love women like yourselves that are, you're just figuring it out and doing business as you do your life. So maybe you could share with the group, since everyone's being so quiet, as a nurse, give people maybe some tips or advice of how to approach nurses, knowing the background that you have and some of the skepticism that you would have. What's the best way to approach nurses in our business?
I'll tell you this. They're stinking hard. They are so hard that to be honest with you, approach them like you would anyone else. The problem is that we think we know it all, truly. We think everything, like, I'll tell you, a lot of my friends at the hospital, they'll be sitting around talking about, you know, their high blood pressure, this and that. You know, we have an answer. I've talked to them all the time about plants. They know what I do. There was one, my manager, and it's almost too simple for them to get sometimes, but every time I talk to her, she would be like, okay, my daughter has diabetes and type 2 and her husband, and then she's just so stressed out. Okay. And you're like, hi. What do you say? You're like, and I'm like, you know what you should do. You know what I'm going to say. She's like, I know what you're going to say. And I'm like, okay, well then we'll have to, whatever. I'll tell you that happened so many times, probably for like a year to 2 years, until she finally started and she got it. And she's like, Staci, a lot of times they don't realize they can afford it, because that was her thought in her head. I just can't afford it, you know? And then when she really understood, we sat down, and she's like, I mean, she called me out of the blue, and she was just like, Staci, I have to do something. My family is going under, you know, like their health wise, and all this stuff was happening. I mean, her daughter, because her nutrition was so bad, actually broke a ton of bones when they were at skating. And the doctors told her it's because her nutrition. So she was at the bottom line, and she's like, I have to do something. And I'll tell you, from that day on, one thing I will tell you, is anyone a medical professional on here? No. Is No? Okay. Once you get one, what I found in the hospital, because that's all I know is the ones that that I worked with, is once I got one nurse to team up with me that really got it, it was easier. Okay. I did a lot of one-on-ones with people because in a hospital, again, if there's like in the labor and delivery, we have like 10 nurses hanging around in one area at one time. So I didn't really talk to anybody one-on-one there or, in a group, because if I had one negative person, that's going to taint the rest of them. Does that make sense? So I would, make sure I did anything if anybody interested would talk outside of that. I would say with any medical professional, be you. Treat them as a mom, as a dad. Treat them just as you would do anybody, truly. That's what I found was the best way. I just signed up one of our, I can't think of it, the spine. What is it? He puts you to sleep. I can't even think of it right now. Yeah, I'll think of it once we get off. But I just signed him up. And this is somebody out of the blue. So you guys feed them all the time on Facebook. Make sure they're on Facebook. Live your life. Be the product of the product. That's the most important thing. I just met with one of my nurses from 13 years ago at a different hospital I worked at that out of the blue, because she knows what I did. She didn't sign up with me 13 years ago, but she signed up and she's doing the business with me starting yesterday. So just know every day you're talking to people, you're feeding them. It doesn't mean you're doing it wrong or any of that. It just means keep feeding them. They're not ready. Because now she is like all gung-ho. Her husband's like, are you kidding me? So what I will tell you with that is treat them like anyone else. Don't treat them any different. They're no higher. You guys know more than we do. Truly, at the hospital, we don't get that. We understand the meds and the disease with the meds, but truly not the power of phytonutrients. So I saw somebody had a question.
Yeah, there was another question that came through about daily method of operation. What was your DMO building to NMD?
DMO. Okay. This will get you, because I am all over the place. Okay. So you're not going to like what I hear. I am not. Anybody can make it to NMD. And the reason I say that is because I live out of passion. Every day I touch my business. You can't really do this if you don't touch it every day. It doesn't get you to, get you up there. What really works for me is when I decided I was doing it and touching it every single day. Not, at the beginning it was just like once occasionally, like once a month, once every couple weeks. When I really touch my business every single day, and I'm talking wake up, I have people, do you all have your list of your names, your memory joggers? Okay, make sure, continue that. Keep putting people on that memory jogger. But I would wake up, I message people, I text them, I reach out to my reps, see how they need me. That's the kind of stuff that I do every single day, and I do that today. Go to any event that you can go to, go. Because what happens, and this is what I always tell my whole team, is going there. It's not that you might not always have somebody with you, and you're always going to have excuse not to go, but you make yourself go anyway. Because one thing it does for me is it reminds me why I do what I do, right? It reminds me why I take it. It reminds me there was actually a time that everyone at the hospital was doing those couponings, and they're all like, look, I saved like $300, and it's the world. Okay. And then there's like, gosh, I want to save $300, right? And then I think it was like Dr. Du Bois that night. And I was like, no, because my health is worth so much stinking more than $300, But those talks that you go to, you guys fill your heart. And also as you're sitting there, you're like, I need to talk to Nikki. I need to talk to Jim. I need to talk to Michelle. And it goes through your head, and that's why you make it. But the biggest thing that I can tell you guys to make your business grow is get rid of the excuses. We all have them. I can tell you so many times, some of my friends, they'll give me the funniest excuses. I'm like, oh yeah, of course you have to shampoo your hair 3 times this week. No, we all have them. Okay, I have one all the time. I can tell you, they can get in the way, but there's so many ways to get around it. When it comes to conference, you guys, it's in my books. It's a non-negotiable. I actually end up I was really upset about it, but I came back. I went to conference, had to come back Saturday because I actually had a wedding at my house. Over 100 people party. Okay, most people wouldn't go to conference because you have a wedding at your house, right? Would you go? No, not many. Why wouldn't you? Like, that is your business, you know? And because I go, that's why I get to be where I am today. Does that make sense? So, because a lot of people are like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, oh, you can't make me miss, you know? Yeah, so it's those boot camps. Do you guys all go to a bunch of boot camps? Because I absolutely love boot camps. And, but I would definitely just say, have a buddy that can call you out on your excuses. You know your why, and have them help you call you out, because, and it's all out of love. It's never to, that's the thing is, like, when me and Sarah, you guys all know Sarah. So that's with me and Sarah, is we have that friendship of Staci or Sarah. That's an excuse. Come on, girl, get here. You know, we have that yin and yang. We're such different personalities. I'm sure Nicole could tell you. We're like kind of totally opposite people, and it works. It's totally amazing. But yes, get rid of excuses. So, any other questions that you guys have?
Sorry, I'm distracting everybody. I just got chocolate mousse on a thing, and I was licking it off as you were talking. I
can't pay attention.
It's really good. It is healthy.
I'm texting everybody on the call right now. I'm just staring at you, Nicole. I'm so sorry, Staci. What the hell are you doing?
No, you're totally good. No, absolutely. Hey, and thanks for what you don't even share.
Oh, you want some?
I do want some baby cakes.
There's nothing left on it. It's all gone.
Oh, that's stinking awesome.
So good.
That's like
anybody else?
Right. Can you guys
anybody else have questions for Stace? Stacy, what is your biggest you just went 24 clubs, so tell me or tell us what was the major driver for achieving that success? So what's growing your business the fastest? How are you producing these distributors, and how are you getting customers? What's driving your success?
It's action, and it's team unity. That's a lot of it. Is a lot of people find themselves getting busy with things that really shouldn't keep you busy. You know, they'll be so busy making this amazing flyer to put out. Let me tell you guys, I do it on the road. Oh, you want a flyer? Hold on, let me take a picture of something, write my name on. There you go. Come to my events. You know, I don't spend a ton of time because I don't have time for that stuff. My life is literally on the go. I build this business in my car on the go. So I'm going to say, get into action and love your teammates. Love them. Be there. Know that not every single one of your people want to be national marketing director. Meet them where they're at and help them get their why and what you're working for, and help them reach that goal. And once I decided, okay, what do you want? And let's work towards that. And some is to buy a car. You know, one is $100 a month to take her husband out. Okay, I don't want just 100, but they do. So when you help them make that 100, you help them get what they want. It's crazy what can happen for you. And what is that? I hope you're texting. What does that say? At the same time? Yeah, actually, no. Hello, text, voice message. And I will tell you, I don't do a lot of text. I do a lot of voice messaging. That's mostly what I do, because if I send you a message that says, hey, Jim, how are you? It's way different than I'm like, hey, Jim, what's up? You know, you get to hear my excitement. If I'm going to tell you about the 12-day detox that's starting tomorrow, if I'm like, you will love it. Okay. Well, it depends on their attitude. I mean, when they're reading it, and there's so much that can go into it, when I can be like, oh my gosh, sister, you are absolutely going to love this 12-day detox. We're going to have so much fun. That's going to get your attention way more than if I read it, truly. So anytime I can voice message, I always will. And then what else what'd you just ask? I think that was it, right?
Yeah. Just what you're doing to build. So obviously you're not getting delayed. You're getting you're just going into action. You're not spending hours on pretty flyers. Nope. Or you're just making it happen. What kind of events are you doing to help your team?
We love the salad in a jar. Salad in a jar has been great. We do the crock pot meals. What we do is a lot, because I work with a ton of mommies here too, that if we're all getting together, that it's nice nice that, hey, look, now I have 5 meals for the whole week. Dude, I am amazing. The rest of the week, it just makes it so much easier. So we do that. We love, my biggest thing, you guys, when you have an event, have music, have fun with it. You want the atmosphere to be fun. Don't get me wrong. There's been times that I've danced on the table, totally sober, totally sober. But it's just have fun. People need to learn about health, but not always are they so excited to learn about health. And how you guys bring them in and the culture. Every single one of you guys are so flippin' amazing that when you guys are in a community together, we try to do events together as a team. We have, Phoenix is pretty big. I've never been to Canada, but Phoenix is huge. So I'm like 30 minutes away from Sarah, which is where a lot of my team is, but we'll all try and meet in the middle and bring 1 or 2 people to it. Okay. Because the culture, show off your culture. When I introduce them to my Juice Plus people, they're like, oh my gosh, they're so amazing. They're warm. They're happy. You guys each have a glow that you don't even realize until you bring people in. When they come to see a doctor, how many people have brought friends to one of those and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so different than what I expected. Has anybody done that? And they're like, you people are so happy. And I'm like, it's the veggie crack. I'm like, just put it right here. I'm just kidding. No, it's so good. And it is. And the biggest reason is when you're on a mission. When you're on a mission to change people's life, nutritionally and financially, how do you not get excited every single day you wake up? How do you not get excited when you see each other? Because that's what we're all here for. And you can change people's lives dramatically. So, but yeah, that's what we do, is get into action with those kind of events we were talking about. I just got a new house and we have a huge area for a yard. We're going to do some yoga events, and, bend and smoothies. And we're going to get creative with that, but also get creative with just doing events with your team. Okay. Go to dinner with your team, love on your team. I started doing this a couple years ago, that I now send out birthday cards to my team. I'm really, like I said, I go 90 miles an hour and I'm not the most organized. Sarah is the organized part of my brain. But I love people, and they know, every single one of them know that. And so that's a part that I've really tried to push to them and let them know that, hey, here's, I'll take my time and put a birthday card together. I don't do it for any family. Now the family gets it, only my team gets it. But it is like, we go to dinner, we'll have them over for wine just because, okay? And when you create that culture again, it's hard to leave. A lot of people, they're just a part of it, even for the culture, and finding out why there is huge. So yeah.
Awesome, Staci. Thank you so much for your words of wisdom and sharing your heart with our team. We're seeing it of how amazing a leader you are and how you are leading with your heart, and people are following. We just appreciate you. We thank you for working so closely with Sarah and being her wingman. Sidelines are so important, and they can be our lifeline as we move in this marketing plan and through our journey, and they become our best friends. So everyone's saying thank you to you. We love you. We can't wait to see you again soon.
Oh, absolutely.
And you are a ball of energy.
Oh, you're sweet. So one thing I do want to tell you guys, though, that when you're saying that with your sidelines, you guys, when you go to any events, try to meet as many sideline buddies as you can. When you go to conference, try not to stick to your people, okay? And also push your own people to go meet, because I'll tell you, my sideline buddies are why I'm here today, okay? Because the team that I came in on, it just wasn't, my mom was the closest one to my age. And then after that, there was nothing there, okay? So my sideline buddies, when I was meeting all these sideline buddies all over the place, that's what really built my energy and really said, I can do this, okay? So you get out there, get uncomfortable, right? You get butterflies when you meet new people, but I'm telling you, that will move you. It will do a lot for you. Absolutely. So I love every single one of you. You guys have a great night. I'm going to pick up my from practice. Hopefully I'm not late. Do as you
Awesome.
like. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
You are so stinking welcome.
Good night.